if you learn Rambam in the Hilchas Beis Hamikdash, one of the sections of those halachas is Bias Hamikdash. Interesting. When a Kohen Gadol is allowed to go into the Beis Hamikdash, and when he's not allowed, and when the Kohen Gadol, the Kohen and the Kohen Gadol, and it's called Bias Hamikdash. And the similarities are quite interesting. Kohen Gadol is not allowed to go. The Kohen is not allowed to go into the Beis Hamikdash if he had a few drinks. You're not allowed to be intimate with your wife if you had a few drinks. You can't come into the Beis Hamikdash with dirty begodim. What are dirty begodim? Selfish thoughts. Levushim are machshava dibra ma'aseh. Anyway, the comparisons are very strong. The best comparison is, or the best lesson, the Kohen Gadol, if he had machshava psula, what is it called? Huh? Machshava schut, what is it? In the Kodesh HaKadoshim, he would die. Someplace it says that he would not live out the year. But I think it also said he would die in the Kodesh HaKadoshim, and they had to have a rope to schlep him out. So the shaila is, what kind of machshava zara would a Kohen Gadol have in Kodesh HaKadoshim on Yom Kippur when he's only there for 15 minutes? He's such a not mensch that he can't. You're doing something unusual only once a year. You're busy doing what you're doing. Where do you get machshavas on this?
Shidukim with the
Keteris. And it became so common that when the Kohen Gadol did come out alive, it was a ganze simcha. What is that? So what is this machshava zara that he might have? If you were to ask the Kohen Gadol, are you're the guy who goes into the Kodesh HaKadashim? He would say, what are you talking about? Kodesh HaKadashim? Nobody goes. Kodesh HaKadashim means nobody goes there. And you say, well, but you're the exception. You go there. He said, Chas v'shalom. Nobody goes there. So you say to him, but last week was Yom Kippur. Did you go in there? He says, yeah. And the year before? Yeah. And the year before? Yeah. So you're the guy who goes there. Chas v'shalom. Nobody goes there. This makes sense to a chassid. The Kohen Gadol is saying, Chas v'shalom, if I would think that I can go there for such a machshava, I would die. The machshava zara of a Kohen Gadol wasn't he was thinking about food, or even about his wife. 15 minutes. Come on, even an average person can concentrate for 15 minutes when you're doing something unusual that you're not used to every day. The machshava zara would be, I'm a Kohen Gadol. I come in here. No, you don't come in here. When you're called, you come, but this is not your place. So why, if you had a machshava zara, you would die? Seems a little harsh, no? Machshava zara is not punishable by death. If he was thinking about his wife, it would be Feh. You don't die for that. You're dying because Kodesh HaKadoshim cannot be cheapened. If you cheapen the Kodesh HaKadoshim, it doesn't work. How do you cheapen a Kodesh HaKadoshim? You start to feel like this is your place. Be'emes, it's not your place. It's the Eibishter's place. So it's very much like you invite somebody to your house. You want them to be there. You want them to feel comfortable. But if they start thinking that it's their house, you don't invite them back. Because now you're violating my privacy. So you invite somebody to stay in your house, and you find out that he sold the couch. He didn't like it, it didn't fit, he sold it. She says, excuse me, what are you doing? He says, well, you don't want me to feel comfortable? Yeah, I want you to feel very comfortable in my house, on my couch. When it starts being your couch, then I don't want you to be comfortable. You're not invited anymore. Because as long as you don't sell my couch, you're not violating my balabatishkeit. You're not violating the privacy. But when you start to think it's your house, now you're destroying my privacy. So the Kodesh HaKadoshim remains Kodesh HaKadoshim because the Kohen Gadol doesn't sell the furniture. He doesn't walk in saying, I'm back, hello, it's me. Who is you? This is Kodesh HaKadoshim. You don't belong here. So the result is that even those Kohanim Gedolim in the second Beis HaMikdash who were not on the same level and knew that they might die, were willing to do it. Because to be in Kodesh HaKadoshim was so awesome that they risked their lives. Why is it so awesome? Because imagine having a Kedusha that is too big for you to own. The fact that this is not your place makes the experience so much more intense and so much higher. You're in a place, it's way too holy for you, yet you were invited, and you have an avodah to do there. It's like a double experience. It's a two-dimensional experience. The pleasure of being there and the pachad of being there. It's like gilu b'ra'oda. Whereas all other pleasures, if you like it, you like it. It's always one-dimensional. Kodesh HaKadoshim, the Kohen Gadol going into Kodesh HaKadoshim, that's intimacy. Real intimacy is too holy for you. And that's why whatever you feel, whatever edelkeit, whatever bittul you feel at that moment, it's not going to last. It's not you. It means that the Shulchan Aruch says that after husband and wife have been intimate, you wait up a half hour, and then you go back to your bed. It's almost like you did your avodah, now leave. This is not your place. That sensitivity, that's the kedusha of the to never feel like this is mine, I own it. I mean the intimacy. You don't own intimacy. It's like the Kodesh HaKadoshim. When there's an avodah you need to do, you're invited. But don't start selling the furniture. Don't let it become like it could become. Yeah, she's there all the time, I see her all the time, what's the big deal? It's so dangerous. There are many non-Jews who want to go to the mikveh. Women. They want to practice the whole thing. 2 weeks separate, 2 weeks on. Why do they want to do it? To save their marriage. We don't realize what a powerful, positive thing. The Rabbanim are going through all sorts of, should you let women go to the mikveh? They're not Jewish. They'll see the bracha on the wall, they'll want to make a bracha. All sorts of shaylas. But they won't. I have no doubt when Mashiach comes, everybody's going to keep mikveh. It makes so much sense. It's so necessary for simple, practical, real life in Olam Hazeh.